Gnocchi, it's an Italian classic. They can be made with vegetables such as potatoes, pumpkin, or spinach, or they can be a little bit different and unique, made with ricotta cheese or bread. In this recipe, I will show you how to make the classic potato gnocchi. Grab a big pasta pan and put 43.7 ounces of potatoes in it. Then cover them with water and bring the potatoes to a boil and cook them until tender. You know the potatoes are done when you're sticking a fork in it. The fork will come out very easily. Now it's time to shred the potatoes. Here I am using a potato ricer, and I'm not peeling the potatoes. I am keeping the skin on. But if you want, you can peel the skin off. And if you don't have a potato ricer, you can use a potato masher. It's gonna work the same. If a potato is too big for your potato ricer, you can always cut it in half. Doing this, you will avoid of breaking your tool. Here I am using a standard mixer. If you want, you can do this one even by hand. I am gonna turn on the machine and I'm gonna let the potatoes cool down just for a couple seconds. Then afterwards I will add one whole egg and I will let it incorporate into the potatoes. Now it's time to add the flour, and here I'm adding 7.5 ounces of all-purpose flour. I'm just gonna do it a little bit at a time until the flour is completely gone. Now I will lightly dust my working surface and then I will start working the dough with my hands. I will work it until the flour is completely absorbed and I will create a ball. So then it's gonna be much easier for me to actually cut the dough in quarters. Now I am going to cut my dough in quarters and then I will start working the dough, creating some small ropes. If the dough that you're working with, you see that it's too thick, you can always cut it in half. When you reach the length of about 3 inches long, you can start cutting your gnocchi. Your gnocchi needs to be about 1 inch thick. Now, to shape your gnocchi, you can use either a fork or in this case, I am using an egg slicer. I am gently pressing on the tool and then I am kind of rolling it just to give the typical striped look. And here is how I use the fork. I just use the back of the fork, I press the gnocchi on it and then I roll it out. If you don't want to go through all the work of making the gnocchi stripes, you can always keep the square shape after they have been cut. Or if you want, you can grab the dough and roll it between your hands and you can make small balls. The stripes on the gnocchi aren't just for looks. They help to grab the sauce much better. But if you don't want to go through all the work, you can use the other two methods that I just showed you. Actually, the small balls work much better with the kids because they are easy and fun to eat. Now we're gonna cook our gnocchi. We're gonna add 6 cups of water in a big pasta pan and we're gonna add a half of tablespoon of coarse salt. Then we're gonna start to add our gnocchi and we're gonna add a little bit at a time. Usually a portion, it's about 20 to 25 gnocchi per plate. The gnocchi are going to be ready when you're gonna see them floating on the edge of the pan, as you can see in the video. Now I am just going to scoop them up and put them in the plate and then season them with a sauce. The gnocchi that you're not using, they can be frozen. You can put them on a cookie sheet with some parchment paper and put them in the freezer for at least 2 hours or even overnight. The gnocchi needs to be frozen individually. This is why I put them on a cookie sheet. After they are frozen, you can fill the bags and keep them in the freezer and then use them anytime you need. The cooking method of the frozen gnocchi is the exact same as the fresh gnocchi. You grab a big pot with boiling water and salt. You dip your gnocchi in, and then when they are floating, when they come up, you can remove them and season them. Of course, for being frozen, they're gonna take maybe a couple minutes more to cook. And here are my gnocchi. Here I decide to season them with some tomato sauce. And as a last step, I'm going to sprinkle some Parmesan cheese. This was my take on the potato gnocchi. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching.